Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Shamarni here again today, and I just first and foremost I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who will. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And I just want to go into a little bit of another lesson, because I was just watching the videos in this video that popped up, and the Spirit had me to make want to do a video on it because, as we can see, with current events worldwide, we are here. World War III is here, and with World War III happening, which is one of the major prophecies in the scriptures in the Bible to play out. Another thing that's going to come is with war. War is the missiles that's coming. And I was just watching this video, and this. I mean, she's appeared to be Edomite, but she could be Jake or confusion in the face. She had a dream about a missile coming down from the sky, and a lot of people don't understand what that is or what that means for this place. Ultimately, us brothers and sisters in the truth, we know that once the ICBM missiles hit, it's over for Babylon the Great. But I just want to do a little bit of lesson on that. So without further ado,
I have been having dreams, and they have been so many warnings that there's war coming to America. Before I started having these dreams, I didn't really believe that the end time or would happen in my lifetime. I've heard of it, but I just didn't think that it would happen in my lifetime.
You see, and I'm going to stop right there. And that was the mindset of a lot of people. For years, a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, the world ain't finna end." I've been saying that since my grandma was. A lot of people have been saying that, but as of recent events that's happening and playing throughout the world, a lot of people can see the end time in World War III happening in their face, in their lifetime, as she just described, that it happening in real time. And again, a lot of people they're afraid of that.
And I feel as though God started giving me these dreams because He wanted me to know that He is coming soon, and I believe that I'm going to share these in hope that you too can start to realize that God's coming soon. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into this dream. In this dream that I was having, the location was very important to me. I just knew that I was in a desert, and it was a suburbs in the desert. It kind of felt like maybe Arizona or California. I know that it was livable, but there was also the heat of desert sands, and it just had you could look down and see sand, you could look out and see sand, there were palm trees. And then everyone was stepping outside of their houses, looking up into the sky. And as we were looking up, there was this beautiful, beautiful rainbow, and the rainbow was so vibrant. It was so vibrant that it lit up the sky in this pink hue. And I was like, wow. And I had my kids. I was like, look, guys, there's a rainbow. And we looked up, and then we kind of turned the corner, and it was like an M, like a McDonald's arch. There were two rainbows, and they were just so beautiful. And everyone was coming outside to look at the rainbows. And then all of a sudden, bursting through the rainbow comes 3 or 4 missiles, and they took everyone by surprise. I just remember everyone was like, what is that? What is that? And so we were looking around, and then I turn around and I look behind me, and I'm like, it's a missile, it's a bomb, and everyone's just running, and you can hear frantic screaming, and we're running. And then all of a sudden, the missile, I can feel the heat of it hit behind me, and it hits the ground, and then there's just billows of heat and sand, and in my dream, I could feel it so much that it still sticks with me. And so the dream shifts, and it's all of a sudden I'm in my house, and I see this foreign lady, and she speaks English, but it's not American accent. And she's searching my house for possible weapons. That was all I knew. I just knew that she was looking for a weapon. And I woke
up. And you know, Khan, this is what's that she got a glimpse of the what's to come to Babylon the Great. You know, and I'm pretty sure that shit probably that dream, Slakia, that dream scared the shit out of her. You know. First precept I'm gonna bring out is Joel 2:28, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions." And this is what happened, to happening to a lot of people right now. You know, they're getting dreams and visions of the end times. You know, and that also means again that rulership of Esau Edom is coming to an end. You know, and by these people having these dreams and visions, they are getting a little bit of an insight. They're getting a little bit of insight of that by getting these visions. So again, in that video, you hear this woman mention in her vision that she saw a couple ICBMs coming down, and this is what the prophets, starting with the elders and apostles and bishops and brothers on down, have been saying for decades now. You know, this is why we are on the highways and byways prophesying. We're telling you that this was to come. You see, next precept I'm going to bring out is Acts 2:17. This is Acts 2:17, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith Yahweh, I will pour out of my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams." And again, as the past year since I came into this true wisdom, knowledge, understanding, I'm seeing more and more people come out expressing these dreams that they have been seeing, and that means Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is coming soon. And this is what scares most, because they don't have the understanding or wisdom to understand what is to come. Because I guarantee you, she didn't understand spiritually why she saw that that ICBM missile. Next precept I'm gonna bring out is Job, because this is why. She seen that ICBM missile, and it reads, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating." And breaking this down, this is talking about verse 23. When these elite Edomites are about to, bring in that new world order via the MOTB, the one world government, bringing in that cashless society, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, well, they're going to destroy their plans, along with Esau, along with it, Verse 24, and it reads, "He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through." And that iron weapon being talked about in verse 24 are the ICBM missiles being shot off to hit where they need to hit, mainly Babylon the Great, But because this is what's going to happen in World War. These nuclear weapons are going to be shot off. And to back up this point, We're going to go to Isaiah 9 and 5. And it reads, this is Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. And to break this down, you see in past ancient wars, Slovakia, they were fought with, swords, shields, spears, horses, bow and arrows. But now in today's time, war would be fought with, nuclear weapons, those missiles. And that also to at that point, which is why, the prophets of old had explained those missiles that were being shot off as arrows, because that they didn't have the word arrow. They didn't have the word missile back then, so they had to describe the missiles that's being shot off as they had to describe it as something that they could describe in their terms. So that's why you have numerous scriptures of the missiles referring to as arrows. Next precept I'm going to bring out is Revelation 9 and 12. This is Revelation 9 and 12, and it reads, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. And you see, as we see, World War II, World War I and World War II, that's already passed. And as of right now, World War III is here, and it's only going to continue to keep escalating and escalating and escalating. And no matter what Donald Trump tells you, he can continue to spew them lies, talking about they got rid of what did they say, 80% of Iran's military or whatever. What else? Another lie that he said. They agreed to the ceasefire. Iran is not dealing with America. They're done with this place. So destruction is coming to America, which is Babylon the Great. Thus said the scriptures. I'm gonna get a couple more precepts. Salakia. Next precept I'm gonna get is Revelation 17. I'm gonna start at 14. This is Revelation 17, starting at 14, and 14, and it reads, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and the King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And this is basically going to, Yahweh Shah will overcome NATO and EU and America, and he's going to destroy them. You see, verse 15, and the reason, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations of tongue. Verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And this is talking about that nuclear destruction that's going to hit America, Babylon the Great. That these other nations, they're going to turn on America, and you can see that happening now in today's time. With BRICS, it's only a matter of time before America's allies turn on them, turn on her too. You see. Verse 17, for the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And this is going into, how Yahweh Shem Yahshua will make it to where they will fulfill his will, the end will come. 18, and the woman which thou sawest is the great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. And of course, again, this is talking about Babylon the Great. So this is why that woman saw that this vision, because destruction is coming into this place. The rulership of Esau Edom is coming to an end. This is my last precept. I'm gonna close out. This is Jeremiah 50. I'm gonna start at verse 11, and it reads, "Because ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of mine inheritance, because ye are grown with us, Sakia, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow at bulls." Verse 12, "Your mother shall be sore and confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert." And again, this is going into, Esau, Edom, that they were proud of their action, because, they had the fat of the earth. But when it's talking about that, the Britain, that's what's like. When it's talking about your mother, that's talking about Britain, because Britain is ashamed. It will be ashamed, and this will lead to American falling. The destruction of Babylon the Great. So, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who will will. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. I hope this lesson was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.